Welcome back. So today the plan is to get the supercharger on, get the rad in, the intercooler, and start piecing together the Kincaid killer chiller system that's going to go on the car. So first thing I'm going to do is take the reinforced brick that I have and install it in the supercharger lid and make sure that's all ready to go. And then we'll put the supercharger on, tighten everything up, fuel rails, wiring, coil wires. Anything else that I might be missing, and then I'll start working on the rad and the intercooler and condenser for the AC. So here's the factory supercharger intercooler brick that I had reinforced. So reinforcement plates have been put on and then welded up front and back. So I'm going to bolt that down and bolt the inlet tubes on to the lid as well. So after much thought, I've decided to cut the crash bar to fit the killer chiller behind the crash bar. So that's going to be sitting inside the crash bar. I'm just going to cut it down and leave the front closed off. And then all my hoses will be routed here and up to the AC system and the cooling system. So that's the plan. So I'm going to start cutting on the crash bar. So after much cutting and welding and grinding and cursing, I now have the killer chiller installed behind the crash bar. It's probably going to be the cleanest place I could find to mount it to the car. It shouldn't restrict any flow to the rad or the cooler, as it's going to be behind the crash bar. You won't even be able to see it. So I'm going to mount up the crash bar next and start plumbing the lines for the chiller. Here's an update of what I got going on. The killer chiller is installed. It's all plumbed in. I have a T in the high pressure side of the air conditioning as well as the suction side, which are ran to the killer chiller. Also have, I put in a D3 expansion tank, so out of the supercharger, it's the fluid's coming out of the bottom outlet into the D3 reservoir tank, down to the supercharger pump, supercharger coolant pump, out of the pump. It's going into the factory cooler, out of the factory cooler, into the killer chiller, out of the killer chiller, then back up to the intercooler. I also just put in the Rotofab relocation kit for the windshield washer reservoir. I didn't film it because it's pretty damn simple. It's a couple hoses and I think not even 3 bolts you got to remove. So that's out of the way so that I can go ahead and put the Rotofab Big Gulp cold air intake on next. So she's finally all wrapped up. Everything's buttoned up. Fluid levels are all good. I got a base tune installed that I just flashed with HP tuners. Just kind of a safe base tune that I can use that I got from Devonport just to get it to the dyno where hopefully by then I'll have the E85 and the auxiliary fuel pump put in, and then we'll dyno tune it all at once. So we'll crank her over and see what we get. Just a bunch of smoke from oil and antifreeze that I got on the headers. I'll clear up in a second. Let her warm up, and then I'll check all my fluids. Well, that's it for the install. Car's done. The killer chiller is on. Everything's buttoned up, running good. I got the AC unit is been charged up at my local GM dealership. Right now, from what I can see, driving it for about 30 minutes, I got the coolant return on the D3 tanks running around 48, 49 degrees Fahrenheit. So nice and cool right now. It is pretty cool outside. Probably only about 80, 70, 80 degrees out right now. So it's not that warm, ambient temperature. So we'll see how it does. I may have to get more or less pressure put in the cooling or the air conditioning system. So far it was kind of a bugger. It was a lot of stuff that I had to kind of tweak. The kit's kind of generic. But so far I'm pretty happy, and we'll see how it does. So anyhow, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.